when it comes to entertainment, and you get it served on time. All that and so much more on Grapevine every single Monday from 10 p.m. and a rerun every Tuesday from 2 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1. Remember, if you did not see it on Grapevine, then it most probably never happened.
Are you a talented artist? Or are you passionate about a topic you want to discuss? But money can be very hard to find for an upcoming artist. Don't worry, Studio Mashinani has got your back. Sign up on ajira.co.ke to book a session with your music and video producers across the country. Work on your music, jingles, spoken words, and even podcasts to realize your dream. All for free. Studio Mashinani, Radani Talent.
Wellness is important in our daily lives, so that instead of just surviving, we should be thriving.
Ways to prevent a stroke or heart attack is for you to know what conditions you have by regular checkup. People don't know they have hypertension. They don't know they have diabetes.
I was pre-diabetic. I was afraid of getting lifestyle diseases because I come from a family that has lifestyle diseases.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers.
Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
A very good morning to you. My name is Daniel Wahome and welcome to Sports Check on this Monday morning. It is the 28th day of April 2025. And, well, what are we looking at when it comes to the news this morning? The Office of the Chief of Staff and Head of the Public Service is looking at the second annual Regulatory Authorities and Agencies Conference. It's taking place at the University of Eldoret main campus in Uasin Gishu County. And the official opening is at 2:30 p.m. by Mr. Honorable Felix Kosgei, who's the Chief of Staff and Head of the Public Service. Meanwhile, the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, is inspecting ongoing construction works at the Yamo Dam in Marsabit County. And the commissioning of the Maralal Municipal Market in Samburu County, that's also taking place today. And later, joint cabinet committees will be meeting. So, and remember, it's also a back-to-school week, so lots of focus on that. And from the sporting side, all eyes now move to our under-20 men's team, who are making their debut at the under-20 AFCON. They are already in Egypt. All the build-up to that, before they play their first game on Thursday. That is part of the stories that we're going to be looking at. Well, on Sport Checks this morning, three things we'll be looking at. Number one, a lot of focus, by the way, will be on the youth. One, we're going to be talking about Tong Ilmudo. They had the East African Championship just last weekend, but won. And so we're going to be they're going to be joining us this morning, later just after 11 o'clock. And also beach volleyball. There is a lot of focus. Everyone knows that next year, Africa is going to be hosting the Youth Olympics. So is Kenya getting ready for the Youth Olympics in any way? And when it comes to beach volleyball, so we're going to be speaking with two people who played beach volleyball, and we're talking about now 5 years, almost 4 years together as a team. Abigail Chebet and Sharon Jepkoge, who have played at age grade level. They also were at the Youth Commonwealth Games in Trinidad and Tobago, and that means they're growing as a team, and their coach, Joseph Birech, is going to be joining us, and also the chair of the Beach Volleyball Commission at the Kenya Volleyball Federation, Moses Mbuthia. But right now, let's start with also another matter, a lot to do with the youngsters and the sport that has brought Kenya the most medals, athletics. Before just to introduce my topic, let me show you our sign language interpreter. It is Lucy Maura. Joining us in studio is a member of the Athletics Kenya Executive Committee, and he chairs the Youth Committee, Mr. Baraba Korir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And, over the last 5 or so days, we had the East African area, regional under-18 and under-20 championships. Kenya at the under-18 level, winning 7 gold, 3 silver, and 1 bronze. And at the under-20 level, finishing second overall, with Kenya winning 5 gold, 1 silver, and 4 bronze. And the person who's tasked with that docket is Bwana Korir. Mr. Korir, first of all, just let's look at the under-18 performance, because it's now done at regional and area level in athletics language, basically continental level. The under-18.
Thank you, Mr. Wahome. The performance of our under-18 when they went to Zanzibar, Tanzania, for the East African region was very good. This year we are going to have African under-18, under-20 in Algeria in July. So this is part of the preparation for our athletes, and of course most of the athletes that we chose were basically from the primary and secondary schools that they had the competition in Mombasa last month, and this month, sorry. And you could see that the performance is good. We have had quite a number of preparation, especially during the camps, training, and partnering with the Ministry of Education has really helped us in nurturing talent from the grassroots. So we are doing well, and I'm sure that if you look at the performance, what Athletics Kenya has done, we have a very good future for our athletes.
Well, the under-20 team, Uganda topped the medal, 6 gold, 9 silver, 4 bronze. Kenya 5 gold, a silver, and 4 bronze. And we have seen over the past 10 years, a slow rise of Ugandan athletics. How would you, look at the performance of the under-20s? Knowing that I think 2 years ago they were, just over a year ago they were at under-18 level. Now they have to graduate.
Yeah, honestly, I think Uganda is also coming up very strongly. We have also been following the structure they're setting up, especially kids athletics. We are actually at par now. We are preparing for the World Relays for the kids in May, and you could see that Uganda is coming up. Investment is going on very well. However, the performance of under-20, I don't want to say that we didn't do that well, because the change of dates and times for competition in Tanzania put us in a disadvantage, because we were not able to really be at the top athletes. We gave the athletes that to get the experience. I don't want to sound alarm bells that they are really ahead of us. No, they have not even reached our level. But I want to give also credit to what they are doing, especially in preparations for the youth. So this is something also now they're catching up, trying to catch up with us. But if you see the kind of preparation that we have systems that really have inculcated nurture talent across the country. We have the programs that goes beyond next year. Olympic youth games in Dakar. We are also now looking at 2028 LA games, and beyond that, even 2032. So any success for athletics has to be long-term preparation, despite the fact that we have the short term. But we want to transform athletics in this country to the extent that we have to have continuity, and also the focus on how we can nurture talent continuously, working very closely with the schools, and then of course the camps that are set up all over the country.
Actually, let me talk about these camps, because there was a lot of conversation about the camps and how and the growth and how the structured development that Kenya everyone would like to see in athletics as a country. What's been the first the conversation to ensure that there is how would I say that coaching tends to have a certain philosophy for the country?
I think you put it correctly. For any success you have to have planning, and to have planning means that you have to involve as many people as possible from the grassroots. So we are now involving the communities. We go to the schools, camps in those areas, so that now everyone understands how this thing functions, and then we come up all the way to national. So the process of nurturing talent from the grassroots, involving the schools, and getting support from the government, which they have been very, very supportive, and I want to thank our government, because they've really given us the resources. You can see now the interest in athletics, especially with the communities. When we set up camps in different parts of the country, we have now about 58 camps in all over the country. We realize that the communities, the schools that we set up there, there's so much interest. The parents, the teachers, they're coming on board and also now requesting that they could also do the same thing themselves without even the support from the government or from Atlas Kenya. So they do their own. What we do now is to provide them with technical officials and the coaches. And what Atlas Kenya does is to make sure that the coaching staff that are also teachers, basically, are given they are given now the instructions on how they can do that. They are trained by Atlas Kenya so that they know how to train these young kids in primary and secondary schools. So we have that kind of partnership, the memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Education, so that AK can train their teachers, and the teachers now can also be coaches for those kids. So the structure is going on. But what we want as a federation is to ensure that this is a continuous process so that just it does not start and stop. We want to have something that is continuously going on everywhere and part of the curriculum within the schools, creating a pathway for these athletes. We don't want just to create athletes that run to make money. We want to create a system that helps these athletes to learn, to get education, so that if they succeed, they are able to manage themselves, to manage their resources, and then from there now, that also can trickle down to their communities where they're coming from. So this is a program that is all-inclusive, and then you see the interest now. Other federations are joining also in the process, and that was the reason why the former minister, CS Namwamba, initiated the issue of Talanta Ella, because talent started from Atlas Kenya. Then now added another name, Hela, which means you are using now your talent to earn something, which is working very, very, very good for us.
Well, there it is, and the pictures on your screen are the arrival of the under-18 and under-20 teams that were participating at the East African Athletics Championships in Zanzibar. The events took place at the Amani Stadium. This was for the under-18 and under-20 level, and Kenya overall winners with a total of 12 gold, 4 silver, and 5 bronze, topping that table. Well, let's also talk about the local track and field series. We've had the 5th meeting over the weekend, and what has been the transformation for the local track season this year, from what you've seen?
There's a major transformation. We launched the program last year for cross country and track and field, and then of course heading to Tokyo World Championship in Tokyo this year, later in the year. The advent of Betika coming on board so that they can increase the prize money for our athletes, local athletes, has also encouraged many athletes to participate. We have had quite a number of competitions, especially the sprints and field events. We have seen this weekend, last weekend, in Ulinzi Stadium, that our athletes 4x4, 400 meters men running the second fastest time ever in Kenya, and almost breaking the national record. So you see the performance, the new kids on the block, they're taking over now, and we see that there's so much interest, and with the organization that Atlas Kenya has put in place, is helping now to increase more interest and more support from the sponsors, and we thank also Betika for that. We have also sponsorship from AFSA in other areas, especially Kipkeno Classic, which is coming up soon. So this is the way that Atlas Kenya is trying to transform athletics. We want now to create a system that helps our athletes to earn a living through athletics, and that is exactly what's happening now. And competition is very tight. You have seen the performance of our athletes when they went to the first Diamond League in China. Yes. In China, and you see Beatrice Chebet, Faith Kipyegon running exceptionally well. We had also other athletes running in the US like Chepchirchir, and we have also Anyonyi doing very well. And when you look at their performance now, you know, the fear that we had before, saying maybe they might not live up to the expectation from the competition that we have seen from other athletes from other countries.
Yes.
We are confident that this is an early season. We still have some of our athletes who have not competed, so that we see our performance. But I think we will go to the World Championship knowing that we have a very, very strong team that can challenge the other competitors, especially from Europe and in the US.
Well, very interesting you mentioned that, because this is it's ideally, this is what would be considered a very long season, given that the World Championships come at the very end of it, late September. What's the conversation between athletes and Athletics Kenya and their agents to ensure that there is, the athletes have got, that optimal balance? We know there is national team duty and, that may be there, but they also have got to earn a living running the night events across the world.
Yes, you have to strike a balance, knowing that some of our athletes, they don't have jobs. They are living through athletics. We have had a very, very close working relationship with the agents of these athletes, that we coordinate everything that they do. And they know that our focus is mainly for our athletes to compete during the World Championship. So we work and we consult. They know also that they have to work for the athletes for the best interest, so that they can participate. Well, because when an athlete wins World Championship, they also get more money from that. So they focus on that. It's also, apart from the financial, it's also the name. When you're a world champion, you'll always, it goes beyond the money that you win, because that name will always live with you for a long time to come, until even when you retire, you'll still be a champion. So we work with them. We have that, constant conversation. We coordinate, especially the athletes who are going to compete in major championship. We discuss, and to make sure that we strike a balance, that an athlete also will get ready for the World Championship, at the same time get a chance now to earn something for themselves too.
Okay, well, very well. And the first duty that the athletes have got is coming up in just, today is the 28th, on the 10th and 11th of May. And this is in Guangzhou, China. And this is the World Relays. The preparation for this team, I've already seen the team lists. They were published by World Athletics at the end of it all. Kenya, the 4x100 meter relay team, participating again. We saw they won the African Championship in Mauritius 2022, and at the Commonwealth Games, everyone, a baton exchange changed everything, but there was so much focus on this, 4x100 meter relay team and what they can do. What are the lessons that they've picked? Because they're going to be competing against some of the best in the world.
During that the last Commonwealth, there was a very big chance that they were going to win a medal. I don't know which color, but they were going to win something there. Unfortunately, the baton was dropped. The lesson that we have learned is what they are practicing now, so that they know how to pass the baton. The baton is the one that determines everything, because the moment you pass the baton and force, you are done. Secondly, if you have a baton exchange, that is problematic, especially passing a baton from one to the other one. It has to be very smooth and efficient, so that you don't lose time when you are exchanging those batons. They are working on it now, and going by what I saw during the Ulinzi event last weekend, they are getting more efficient. We have Verinano Manyala. They has had two the national events, one in Caperone and then also Xiamen, coming second in both of them. It shows that I think by the time we get there, it's actually going to be on top, and I'm sure that is going to deliver for our boys also who are going to compete. The girls are also doing very well, and I don't want to underestimate the performance of Kenyans when they are competing. So we are always hopeful that something they will do, and are going to perform well.
Well, and also the other thing is, getting that mindset right when it comes to the relays. I think it's always, the way World Athletics has set it up is that there are 12 slots for Tokyo available from Guangzhou, is how to get, the athletes into the mindset such that they are steady on the first day before they now even start going, going for the main one on the second day, such that you can be ideally in the top 8, or if you're going to compete in 12, in what is considered for the B final?
The athletes have been given instructions by their coaches and technical staff, so they know the expectation from them. And I think going by the training that they're having now, they are motivated to do well. Every athlete knows that this is their chance now to shine and to show that they can actually make it to the World Championship. And I believe that our athletes have that capability and the desire to do very well. So my belief, and I will not be wrong, is that they have a very big chance of making it to the World Championship. And of course, 4x4 for men that they rent. I watched them during the weekend meeting, and they look really good. So if they maintain that and improve on what they are doing now, the chances are our relay team could also be a surprise to many countries.
Well, it's very interesting. You know, looking when I basically look at the relays team, we've got the women's 4x4. At times I call it I call it the police team.
Kenya team.
Kenya team.
Yes.
But heavily dominated by police. I mean, they've dominated that, and there's a very strong presence of it. How have this been growing? And seeing, how would I describe it? Seeing the, bringing Mary Mora back to how regional, even the 400.
Mary Mora is the lead in all those athletes. She's highly competitive. When she's in shape, you can always count on her. So by bringing her on board also gives more confidence to the other athletes that they have somebody who can actually anchor the relay. It also will help her in preparation for the 800 meters during the World Championship. And going by the looks now, I saw also the way she was running. I think she's getting there. And by the time you get to the World Championship, hopefully that they qualify, she's going to do very well. So that relay for the women, we really hope the best for them. What I can only say is that let us give them the support that they need, and try to encourage them to run as hard and aim for the position so that they can go to World Championship. However, the challenge now is to go through the World Relays, so they must do well. You remember the last one we went to it was in Japan also.
Yes.
They won a bronze medal. I think it was the mixed relay. They got a bronze, which was really something. We want also to have them on the podium for whatever medal that comes to this country. We will be proud of that.
Well, look out for that. And given that it's going to be taking place in China, just know that by 4 p.m. East African time, most of these events are done, even when it's a night event. So we'll keep tabs on that. That's one we can't miss. The World Relays on the 10th and 11th of May. Well, also this year, your marathon selection team, I'm sure they're having a headache everyone would wish for. After we saw the performances in Boston, Sharon Lokedi and Helen Obiri, probably dominating the women's race. We saw John Korir win Boston also, in the process making history, where John and Wesley, the first brothers to have won that. London, Sebastian Kimaru Sawe, pushing very, very hard. We saw a great display from Jocelyn Jepkosgei, and then also we had the races in Hamburg. What's the outlook for the coaching staff? Because ideally it's around this time that anyone would identify who was going to don the kit.
It's always very difficult for Kenya to choose whom to take. We have seen all our athletes dominating in the these major cities marathons in the world. They have done so well, from Boston, go to London, here in New York. You see, these are now the major events that also at least Kenya can look at, identifying who is going to carry the flag. I want to believe that the technical team, the technical bench, and also the head coach and his team, they have to sit down and analyze every performance so far, so that whatever they pick the right team. It's not easy. I know always there's a lot of questions on how you pick the team, but there are so many other criteria that you have to use to identify. You have to look at the marathon itself. Let us say Boston, who was there. You got the London Marathon. You read it how it was. You go to Paris, you go to New York, you go to Hamburg, and then you also look they identify the athletes themselves. You know, it is so different. You know, some of these marathons are, you know, when you go to World Championship marathon or the Olympic marathon, it is not the same as going to London or New York or Boston. It's different.
Basically, this is spring when it's cooler.
Yes. And not
when it's proper hot.
Not only that, you see, when you go to World Championship, there are no pacemaker.
Yes.
So you have to look at the character of an individual. When it comes to tough times, how does that athlete withstand pressure? You have to look at the competition they've had before, the performance, and the type of athletes they've competed with. That is the guide that our coaches and technical officials have to use, so that you have to pick the best person who will compete for the country. We always wish that the country can understand that it is not easy for Kenyans just to pick. You can also pick the fastest person in the list, but then leave someone who is number 5 or number 6, and yet that number 5 or number 6 is a very tough person, a very tough competitor during a major championship, especially when there are no pacemakers or control. You just go and run. So there are so many factors that these people have to look at, but the most important one, of course, is the time. Then the second one, you have to look at the marathons they have competed in and the number of tough runners they have been competing with, and then, of course, other factors that will come in place for consideration. I am sure that at least Kenya will soon call for a meeting so that they can identify the athletes that will be participating during the World Championship. Remember, you also have to ask the athletes whether they are ready to come and compete for the World Championship. Some of them might not be interested. Maybe they have other contracts, contractual obligations with other major marathons during autumn. So there are those things that we have to discuss with the athletes, their managers, and also the companies they are representing.
Well, very interesting, and that is just part of the build-up to Tokyo. And the other one is, you know, we've seen this is a season, and it could just turn out to the way the year, let's simply say, the way the year started. Indoors, records falling almost for fun. Outdoors, we've seen already Beatrice Chebet have 5 road record has been confirmed over the weekend. The world record was broken by Agnes Jabet Ngetich, 10K running, women's only. And we also so, you know, Emmanuel Wanyonyi, Nelly Chepchirchir almost breaking the records. Faith Kipyegon again in German, missing the 1,000-meter record by 0.2 something of a second. How are you seeing this, you know, athletes, you know, building up? Plus, there is also the talk of the breaking 4 for the women's might.
You know, you have to see also other athletes in comparison with ours. The performance of athletes from Western countries, especially US and Britain and the Scandinavian countries, they are doing exceptionally well. Sometimes you look at it and their performance is at par with ours or even better. So what we see now, our athletes in their first competitions, it is, you know, it makes you feel good because you see this is their first season, their first events, and they're doing so well. So you look at now, the next 1 or 2 months, you will see complete transformation. I want to say that, and also to tell the Kenyans, that athletics are completely changed. The transformative way of running, especially the new scientific shoes they're using, has changed everything. The dynamics is completely changed. There's so much interest in athletics, both on the road and on the track and field, which is good for the sport itself. But going by what our athletes are doing, I'm even more confident that they are going to do better even than last year. You look at their performance at this moment in time, and then you project the future. So by the time we reach July, you will see now what they will be doing. When it comes now to Faith Kipyegon, and the idea that she wants to break the 4-minute barrier, which is really something out of the ordinary. And I saw the way she was running in Xiamen. The only thing I can say is we pray for her. Because I am sure by that time...
Bringing down 7 seconds in the mile.
It's not
Flashing
easy.
7 seconds in the mile is not an easy thing.
You know, it's almost like breaking 1 minute in the marathon, which is also very difficult.
Yes.
So those are microseconds. Now, if she can make that, then she would have made history. Because that one now, it is like when Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute barrier in the mile. That was somewhere in the 50s.
Talking about what, 1958 or something?
Yeah, around 58, in the 50s. Roger Bannister. People are still talking about that. It was history. It's like also like your best on Dieke breaking the 27-minute barrier for the 10K.
Oh, the 10K, yes.
Breaking the world record in the process. I can still see that picture. When he finished in Surrey, he sat down. He could not move. Because that was something nobody imagined that it could be done in this in that decade. But it was done. This one also for faith, as a country, we have to rally behind that because that is a historic moment. And it is also like now, going back to what Eliud Kipchoge did, you know, no man is...
no human is limited.
No human is limited.
And it took 2 attempts in Monza, then in Vienna.
And Vienna. 2 attempts. So let us see what happens. But in those 2 times for Eliud Kipchoge, Kenya was something else. We were in the universe. Because now this is something that it cannot be done. So this one also, when we look at faith, it is something that we should be all looking at it because it raises the value of a Kenyan athlete, the value of this country.
Okay.
So this is what we want, and that is we also thank the people who are having that thinking that actually they can focus on faith so that she can break the 4-minute barrier, and I believe that she's going to do it.
Well, also, as we come to a close, there was a conversation some time back, and this was brought out by Athletics Kenya, and it was concerned that a standard track was not available in the country. But there has been a lot of activity at the National Stadium. We have seen cargo being dropped in huge white rolls, and this is ideally the build-up to the Kip Keino Classic. Just, give us a conversation about how you actually need this, because it would be not easy for Kenya to host a Continental Tour Gold event and the track is not certified.
Yes, first of all, I want to thank the government for coming through because at least Kenya, especially with our president, General Tue, has been following it up to make sure that that one is delivered. Yes, it was brought from Mombasa through the conversation I had with the ministry and also working very closely with the fund. That Tartan was brought to Nyayo. We followed also last week every day until now they have removed the old Tartan. It was complete yesterday. The only thing remaining now is to have works on the venue to make sure that they level everything. The only thing that we are waiting now is the clue. When the clue comes, then the process is started. So we are very happy and we are very, very thankful to the government for what they have done and to ensure that Tartan will be there. Kip Keino Classic is an event in itself. It is the best event that we can have in this country because we are working towards now transforming it to a diamond league. And for us to have a diamond league, then we have to have a certified track. We are going to have a certified track. And the support that we have already received from the government to organize the event is a blessing, and we are always grateful for what has happened. But we, as a federation, to make sure that that event is very successful. If you saw what was happening in Caperon, they were even marking it the day of the event. 1 hour to the event, they were still marking the stadium. Now,
yes,
we as a country don't want to go that direction. We want to finish our things properly. We have worked so hard to make sure that these events in this country is the level of international standards. We get the respectability so that tomorrow, when the country wants to host a world championship, the world will say, yes, Kenya can do it. So we can. We as a country can. We as a country of sportsmen and women, we love the sports, but then let us put action to the words we spoke. And I'm sure and proud that the work has already started and we will not let down the people of this country by organizing one of the best events in the world.
The last day of May, 31st of May.
Yes.
The last day.
I think, let me also make it this request. You know, when we bring an event to this country, can our people come? Can they show up? Can they come and cheer their own athletes, their own people, so that they are proud, so that our athletes can also feel that they are at home and they are respected? Feel that stadium, feel Nyayo Stadium. We don't have to push you to come. Just come.
And you have never charged rent? You've never sold tickets?
We have never sold the ticket because we want even the children to show up. We want everyone to be there. The government is the one that pays for them, you see, so that they can come and watch. So the government pays for you to come. And is it difficult to walk in there? What do you want us to do for you so that you can come home?
We will do the shouting. Thank you very much. Barnaba Koriri is a member of the. So remember, the final weekend, we're talking about 31st of May.
Yes.
Yes.
1 month to go.
Yes, 1 month to go at the Nyayo National Stadium. That's where we're going to have the Kipkeino Classic, Kenya's leg of the Continental Tour Gold. The other one in Africa is in Botswana, and Rabat also have a Diamond League. So 3 major events, and the big stars will be there. Look out, it's always electric. And by the way, don't look for the final 2 hours. Think that it starts at noon and runs till 6.
Till 6.
So it's 6 hours of brilliant athletics.
Plus entertainment.
And a lot of entertainment that comes with it. So look out for that. And yes, we shall be keeping tabs on that. But remember, the immediate one, 10th and 11th of May, World Relays, Guangzhou, China. Asante sana Bwana Kore.
Thank you much.
All right. So we are going to be taking a break, and when we get back, we'll be having a conversation about beach volleyball, and we are going to be joined by 2 young volleyballers, Abigail Chebet and Sharon Jekogey, and the chair of the Kenya Volleyball Federation, Beach Volleyball Commission, Moses Mbudia. But in between, AFC Leopards played against Bidco United in the FKF Premier League. Here are the highlights.
Assalamu alaikum, amani ya Bwana iwe juu yako. Karibu sana Dandora, karibu sana Nairobi. Michael Ovelo Chenga anatengezewa. Nyepesi mno! Christopher Koloti! Anasema yes, that is me! Fred Ambani anamwambia ni sawa kabisa. Hisabu zake Simon Wagema zimeharibika mapema.
Ovela waligusiana wenyewe na akaweza kumaliza ile run kabisa, lakini mabeki hawako wamejiandaa. Mlinda lango alijaribu, ila alipokuwa na upangwa kumpa mpinzani. Kwa concentration ile dakika ya kwanza, sekunde ya kwanza ilikosekana kutoka kwa mabeki hii wa timu ya Bidco. Mambo yamefungwa mapema, ni mapema muda huko.
Ondoka na mali sasa, Ronald Sichenje. Bebeto! Mepunch Daniel Dwar. Na ichanja ndani huku, kichwa kimeita. Oh! He means business. Simkatia mtu tamaa. Anaweka chuma chake cha pili.
Tazama walivyokuwa wamefanya poor marking, free header ile kutoka kwake Christopher Koloti. Mabeki wanaangaliana tu, wanatazama, na akawazidi kutokana na kimo kile chake.
Mefikia Christopher Koloti, anamwandalia Michael Ovelo Cheng sasa. Ovela amekataa kwanza. Tena vijana wadogo pia wanashangaa amekosaje hiyo. Clinton Asiago sasa amechezewa foul la Lewis Sambe Bandi wa akiba pale. Kwa mtafuta bana kakosa utulivu wa nyama, lakini mwisho wa siku wakenda akatendewa madhambi Clinton Asiago. Na ileta kwa nje huko, jaribu kupiga kichwa. Henry Onyango amekwenda chini. Oh! Amekataa nafasi bado. Simon Abuko Munala anaiweka kwenye nyavu. Alitaka tuta penalty, mpira ukaendelea, amesema simefunga tayari. Lakini Henry Onyango anamwambia hapana.
Tazama goli lilivyopatikana, walijichanganya kabisa mabeki hawa. Lakini tazama kila mtu alibaki tu amezubaa. Walikuwa nasubiri, wengine wanainua mkono juu kwa labda ni offside. Wengine wanalalamika kwa anaweza kapewana tuta. Lakini hawakufa moyo Bidco. Na goli limejaa kwenye kamba. Kila mabeki wanainua mikono juu.
Simon Abuko Munala kwake Burunga. Tena kwake Simon Abuko Munala. Jaribu kuleta nani kujona Wira. Nafasi inatengenezwa bado, lakini wamekwenda kuiondoa. Vincent Mahiga Jr. imemtoka. Anao sasa Michael Ovelo Cheng. Ovela Michael. Bado Michael
ndani kidogo na kwenda nje ya uwanja. maana ya space ile, manake lango liko wapi? Ovela anakwenda nje na lango liko upande wake wa mguu wa kushoto, tachi kuingia ndani.
Kona ile naletwa huku, KC anairudisha ndani, nafasi imetengenezeka na imekwenda kuishia kwenye nyavu. Ken Owino anasema siwasikii, I can't hear you. Sio mgeni sana kwa nyavu, lakini anaweka mkutano papo hapo kuambia jamani, nimekuja kufunga, basi tupambane tena. Daniel Oduor anaruhusu goli la 3 leo. Tuzuri 1-2 tena. Henry Onyango mtafuta Simon Abuko Munala, anayo bado. Abuko anaileta nje. Henry ametaka handball bado huku, anaambia haijashikwa. Henry amesema played with his hand.
Zilikuwa zimepigwa pasi nyingi, pasi fupi, lakini tazama huku ingia mguuni vizuri. Henry Onyango nia yake ilikuwa ni kujaza mpira kwenye kamba, lakini alikuwa na bahati kubwa mchezaji Lewis Bandi kuweza kuupangua, licha ya kwamba tayari alikuwa ameketi Kennedy Owino. Tazama walivyojichanganya mabeki hawa wa timu ya Bidco. Kama amepata nafasi murwa mchezaji Kennedy Owino, kulikosekana maelewano na mazungumzo, na pia ile marking yao haikuwa nzuri kulia kutoka pembeni pia Bidco.
Vincent Maiga Junior anarudisha ndani kuu. Kipindi cha kwanza kinafikia tamati. Karibu sana popote pale ulipo kwa 45 za kipindi cha pili. Narudi kwa Corona Sichenje Bebeto. Brian Wanyama mipancho Duor pembeni kwa Eric Michubu anaimimina ndani huko. Musa Undo anaipiga pass kwake KC Odhiambo. KC amepunch Daniel Duor, naletwa ndani huko, jaribu kucheza na kichwa. Simon Abuko Munala Mikata Lufae
Tazama vile ambavyo Clinton na Siago walikuwa wamepata nafasi, lakini linde lango Levis Opio. Game ni kukaa na mpira, ndio kitu ambacho anajaribu kukifanya kwenye kipindi hiki cha pili.
Ronald Chichenje Bebeto pembeni anakwana na Eugene Kutwa.
Tazama mkono ondoka kwa uzuri, msukumo kutoka nyuma, yapo tu mkono kaisi, mkono umemfikia na akaenda chini. Nafasi ya 5 anajiongeza,
aletwa ndani huko, amefika kwenye mikono yake Levis Opio Junior Levi. Mara ya mwisho FC Leopards kushinda mechi ndani ya ligi kuu ilikuwa ni Februari kule Awendo wakiwa dhidi ya Mara Sugar.
And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning, the 28th day of April 2025. It's a back-to-school Monday, so lots happening out in the field and keeping up also with what's happening in the news. Our sign language interpreter still is Lucy Mwawara. Now, let's continue with another conversation. This one focuses on the youngsters of the country, and we are looking at beach volleyball. We know that the beach volleyball season is on, and it is a sport that, you know, everyone's talking about. It can be played anywhere. All you need is the correct sand, the correct surface, and you can do it. If landlocked countries are winning, you know, medals at the top, you know, at the higher level, the highest level of competitions in the world, then anyone can. So to have that conversation today, we're going to have 2 members of Kenya's beach volleyball team, and they have played together, you know, for quite some time now. And the reason being, beach volleyball is what you'd call a pure team sport. They earn points as they play together. On my immediate left is Sharon. Okay, Sharon, karibu and welcome.
Thank you.
And we have her teammate, Abigail Chebet. Karibu.
Thank you.
And let me just tell you the story, is that, you know, when they started playing together 3 years ago in Dar es Salaam, everyone, so these are just two other young girls who are playing, and they grew, represented the country at the Youth Commonwealth Games, winning their matches, and they're going to be telling us that story as we continue. And then we also have got the chair of the Beach Volleyball Commission at the KVF, Moses Mbutia. Karibu.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Sharon and Abigail, this is your story. You know, volleyball, conventional volleyball, standard volleyball, everyone plays that. At what point did you decide, let me try out beach volleyball?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Almighty God. Since I was in primary, I started volleyball in the year 2016 under Coach Birech Joseph. We played there to nationals. We went to East Africa, Tanzania in 2019. I did my KCP exam in 2020. I joined KBC Girls in Bomet, where I got a sponsorship there till Form 4. In the year 2022, we went for Tanzania beach volleyball, and with our chairman
of the commission,
Moses Mbutia, is a good person. We really appreciate. And in the year 2023, we went into Trinidad and Tobago. We played against Scotland in the semis.
Actually, I'll be coming to that story about, you know, getting to Scotland. But let's first, you know, Abigail also. You've gone to school with Abigail?
Yeah.
Primary school?
Primary school we were together.
Secondary school?
Secondary school we were together.
Sasa tuambie story yako. Ukuje kwako.
Okay, I'm Abigail Chebet. I started playing volleyball in the year back 2019. I did under Coach Joseph Birech. I did my exam in the year 2019. I managed to get a scholarship.
You were 1 year ahead of her?
Yeah.
She picked up the sport before you? How?
Yeah.
Sasa ikaenda aje?
Yeye alianza mbele yangu 2017 ama 16, mimi nikaanza 2019. Then nika manage kupata scholarship, nika join KBC Girls High School. There tukaanza beach volleyball in the year 2018. Coach chairman Moses Mbutia alitusimamia akatufikisha huko. Our first coach was Mulinge. Akatupea tactics kidogo ya beach volleyball, tukagrow 2022, tukaenda competition yetu ya kwanza.
Coach Mulinge, the one who's known with KPA.
Yeah.
So that we put a name to a face.
Yeah. 2022 was first time we participated in Tanzania, and we managed to be number 3. Then two again in Malindi.
Just tell us about the Tanzania one, because that's where the story, the 2022 one.
Okay, Tanzania ilikuwa ni ya kwanza kucheza huko. Some ilikuwa ni vigumu tukianza, lakini tukamanage. Day 1 ilikuwa tough, day 2 ikakuwa at least tukadefeat some people, and we managed to our semis.
Kwenda kucheza Tanzania na Mombasa, because we know that Tanzania can actually turn out to be a little bit hotter than usual. How do you adjust, Sharon?
At first, we went to Malindi for our training. When we were there, we really enjoyed the space there. The place was cool. When we reached there, Tanzania, it was a little bit hot, and we managed. After hapo tukacheza. First day ilikuwa ngumu. Second day at least tukapik. Third day tukacheza na kina Countesha Makoa. Tukawatoa semis.
Kenya team 1.
Yeah.
Tukawapika tukaenda
ilikuwa ni Gaudensha na walikuwa wamepata na nani au Mito?
No, Fosca. Tukawapika tukaenda semis, then tukapikwa hapo. We became number 3.
Well, very well done. What was that moment? Mmecheza na Audentia na Fosca Kasisi mmecheza nao. Najua kuna ile heshima, unajua hawa ndio wametutangulia, lakini sasa mkawashinda.
Tulikuwa na worry but we had trust in our sport. Tukajiamini tukacheza. Pia wao walistuka tumewashinda.
Wasiwasi ilikuwa imetoka wapi?
Kwa sababu ni Kenya 1 hiyo jina tuko naye, tunaona hawa ni masters. So tulikuwa tunaogopa Moso Gaudenzi. But venye tuliingia kiwanja tukajipa moyo, tukasema kila kitu inawezekana, ni kujiaminia tu.
Very well. So 2022 and working and beach volleyball, you know, you have to work as a team. And Bwana Mbuthia, what is it that you saw even when the team, the federation was now going to select them, you know, for national assignments at age grade level, I mean even at youth level? What was it that the coaching team saw and decided to pick on this? Because they eventually have to grow as a team and collect the points that way.
Allow me to give credit where it's due, because it is Muringe who realized the potential in these girls. Remember, Coach Muringe is not just a conventional coach. As we are talking now, he has made it to the semi-finals in Libya with that Rwandan team. Maybe that will be a story for another day.
No, that one is for the news.
Yes. Number 2, Coach Birej, because he was able to identify these young ones at that tender age. My first time meeting them was about 9 years ago, when they had gone for a tournament in Bungoma. And I realized they were playing, but they didn't have uniform. What I did, what I could do that time, I just gave them a uniform. And then from that time, we got to know each other. Then one man called Biret, the father has donated land at the end of the farm for training for these girls. So they have a camp. He has a camp in his own farm. And to me, that touched me when I went to the camp in those sides of, what is the name of the place? Soin. Just inside Soin. So these girls started growing together because of that combination of Mr. Joseph Biret, the father of Biret, and also the team manager of KDF, assistant KDF team. What's his name? You know? Pius. So they started that way. Now to come to your question, Muringe was able to see the potential in these girls. And what we did as a commission, we supported Muringe. We made sure that all their tours, we pay for them. And they're also very good girls because they are told at night, then they're able to adjust, go to Eldoret, get into a vehicle and come. Just like they did for Marindi, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where, that is where you defeated the Kenya one?
Yeah.
Yes. So they came at night and from all the way from Eldoret, and they were able to adjust. Number 2, this young girl, we called her last night because of this program. She was in Soin.
Yes.
Yes. She took a vehicle with the help of Biresh, and here she is. You can see that piston, the engine working well because of proper oiling and discipline. So mine is to say these girls will go far. And with the discipline, don't forget, she's now playing for Kenya Pipeline. Am I right? Kenya Army. And you're?
Kenya Pipeline.
Kenya Pipeline. You can see that they are getting somewhere. But today I wanted them to speak Sawahome. I want to hear from them.
Waongee sasa.
Waongee, itoke kwa roho.
Na Sharon, by the way, timu yenu sasa bronze mlileta. Sindio? What was that feeling and what is the next concept tuongee hapo? Kabla ipotee.
Kwangu mimi nashukuru Mungu sana kwa umbali amenitoa. Since I was young mpaka saa hii at least nimepata club. Nashukuru Mungu. Na nashukuru coaches pia for the support they are giving us. Na my colleague players there, they are really very supportive. But before I enter Kenya Pipeline, I started in KDF first. Nilimaliza shule nikaenda huko 2 months, then on January nikaenda Kenya Pipeline, nikasponsoriwa huko, nikasupportiwa pia, and I really thank God.
Very well. The story, by the way, the Kenya Sasa uko Kenya Army.
Yeah.
Kazi wanakupatia?
Kazi watanipa.
Atakupa.
Mimi nashukuru Mungu mahali amenitoa. Sikujua nitafika hapa. Muso kiongozi wetu amesimama na sisi tangu hata kuna wakati tulikuwa tunaenda Tanzania tulikuwa na yellow fever card nini, akulala usiku yote, anashughulika mpaka tukasucceed kwenda. Amekuwa ni mtu mzuri, anatusupport mpaka sasa. Unaona bado anafuatilia, anataka tuendelee. Yeah.
So let me come to Trinidad and Tobago. You were selected. What was the criteria for selecting the...
Well, they were the best in the country going by the age, and there is no way we would have picked on the seniors, and we said this was our best team. And they went there with coach Patrick Owino, and they turned tables because at that time we were talking about the Big Seven. Kenya now was in the Big Seven. We are talking of Britain. We were able to beat Britain. Scotland, they never give them a chance. New Zealand, the only country that stopped them from the medal bracket was Canada. And I think they should be saying it. I should not be the one saying it. And also tell us how they enjoyed the country.
So give us the Trinidad and Tobago, and preparing for that tournament. Kitu ya kwanza.
Kitu ya kwanza tuliitwa camp Kilifi, tukatrain kama wiki mbili under coach Patrick Owino, na tulikuwa nasaidiwa na wa seniors Gaudenzia kwa training na coach Sally. Hapo hivyo tukafanya training and we promised them we were ready for competition. Tukaenda Trinidad. Day one mambo iko mbaji, tulikuwa tumezoea mchanga ya Malindi, ilikuwa familia ni huko. Tukacheza competition from one level to another, we were gaining juu teams zilikuwa tofauti. So kufika semis, Canada walikuwa juu yetu kidogo, walikuwa na service mzuri. Alafu there mimi mwenyewe sikuwa receiver mzuri, nilikuwa chini kidogo. So nikapata kutoka hapo hivyo.
Najua watu wakikuja hapa si watu wengi wanaongea ukweli. Wanaogopa kuongea ukweli.
My partner alikuwa mzuri ku receive than mimi. Kocha akanitia moyo, akaniambia utaweza. Mimi mwenyewe sikufa moyo. From there nikagain your courage kutoka huko mpaka sasa nimeimprove. I'm now a good receiver. So I promise tukipata chance sitamwangusha partner wangu.
Aya. Amekuja kutubu dhambi zake hapa.
Na ilifanyika hivyo hivyo.
So, just give us the whole context of now working together such that you are a good receiver. She's then who was more powerful in the attack? Ilikuwa ni nani? Ilikuwa ni yeye ama ni yeye? Sawa. Just tell us how you worked around that, because you've seen a beating what, New Zealand, England, Scotland, ndio sasa mkafika semi na Canada. Just take us how you are growing into the game and ensuring you cover for where every the weaknesses were.
We started our training in Kilifi. Tulienjoy yuko. Siku ikafika tukaenda. Na tulifika huko day one. At least tuliwin. Tukakuwa na hiyo courage. Day 2 pia tukawin. Siku ya 3 pia tukawin. Then hapo semis ndo ikatuangusha. Canada ikatupika. But challenge tulikuwa nayo huko ilikuwa reception peke yake. Partner wangu hakuwa anajiamini. Sasa coach alikuwa anatu encourage, be focused. Tucheze hii game tutapata. Tukafika semis tukapikwa na Canada. Kwa sababu reception yetu ilikuwa natusumbua, but service tulikuwa nayo, attack pia tulikuwa nayo, and block. Covering pia we were good. Kitu ilitusumbua tu hapo ni reception yao, walikuwa na tough service. But fanya tulirudi huko tukatrain. At least now I can see we are improving.
Okay. Yes. We're going to be talking about that aspect of service and how it has changed and how you're competing now. We know we've had the homologated first event last weekend, Mark.
Last weekend, yeah.
Yes, last weekend. So Bwanambuthi is going to be telling us about that and the experiences that they're going through. We'll be taking a short break. We'll be back with Abigail Chebet, Sharon Jepkogei, and Moses Mbudia. Just at the top of the hour, sign language interpreter has been Lucy Maura.
Got the fear of missing out? Want to keep up with all the latest entertainment news and latest celebrity gossip? From the latest rumors to popping events to the newest fashion trends, here is where you get all the tea or juice when it comes to entertainment, and you get it served on time. All that and so much more on Grapevine every single Monday from 10 p.m. and a rerun every Tuesday from 2 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1. Remember, if you did not see it on Grapevine, then it most probably never happened.
Pindi tunapowasha vifaa vyetu, tunapata fursa ya kutangamana na wasikilizaji wetu.
Karibu sana thĩinĩ wa tabarĩra ya Rwiga.
Tunapeperusha utangazaji ulobobea katika habari,
nĩ ũndũ wa macio na mangĩ maingĩ,
burudani,
ni hali ya tukoragwo tukĩigua nyĩmbo mwaki nyĩmbo hot,
na hamasisho la kiroho. Usiachwe nyuma. Jiunge nasi kwa safari ya kufana katika 99.5 FM. Soro FM.
Wellness is important in our daily lives, so that instead of just surviving, we should be thriving.
Ways to prevent a stroke or heart attack is for you to know what conditions you have by regular checkup. People don't know they have hypertension. People they don't know they have diabetes.
I was pre-diabetic. I was afraid of getting lifestyle diseases because I come from a family that has lifestyle diseases.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning, the 28th day of April, 2025. Well, we're having a conversation about beach volleyball in the studio, and later we're going to be talking, all around mixed martial arts. Tom Ilmodo is one of those we'll be focusing on, because just about 10 days ago we had the East African Championship. What was the outcome and what's the way for the youngsters? But right now, let's get into this, get back to the second part of this conversation. Our sign language interpreter is Anne Wangeshi. So, in studio with me, I've got Sharon Jepkogei, who has represented the country at the Youth Olympics in Trinidad and Tobago, and her teammate is Abigail Chebet. They have been playing together now for 6 years? Yeah. 6 or 7 years. And this is purely beach volleyball alongside, conventional volleyball that would be. Then the chair of the KVF Beach Volleyball Commission, Moses Mbudia. And Sharon and Abigail just told us reception was a problem when they got to the semi-finals at the Youth Olympic Games in Trinidad and Tobago, and they eventually lost to Canada. Lessons learned, Sharon and Abigail, especially about how you position yourself when receiving in beach volleyball. You're only 2, unlike the other game where you're 6. How do you move around that court?
You just receive eye ball. But now atakuja kusetie. Time unaenda una attack. atakuja covering nyuma yako. In case block ikue, atakuwa able to receive your rebounds na muendelee nayo.
Aya, tuongee. How have you agreed that this works? When it comes to receiving, when you're not on service?
Ina work sababu the field tuna divide. Anakaa katikati, tunakaa hivi katikati. Anabakisha space kidogo kwake, kidogo kwangu. Kikuja katikati tuta communicate. So kama utasaviwa, unaweka the ball, you receive the ball higher, ndo partner wako afikie, akusetie, uatake ile side ingine.
Have you got to an agreement nani anafanya reception, because you've already said her reception is way stronger. You are setting and na amesema ya kwamba wewe your approach to the net is also very good. Have you agreed on a working formula?
No. Service wezi jua nani atasaviwa, but kikavi mostly ni mimi wanasaviwa, jua najua sijui kureceive.
Hapa ni hapa Kenya ama ni huko nje?
Uko nje. Asai Kenya nimeivia reception. Mostly wanasaviwa, anakuanga na cut. Sasa mimi nikisaviwa, nitamreceive, ataniekea miataka.
Well, so and you've had it, and now developing a team like this, Bwana Mbuthia.
Yes.
And with the beach volleyball, the homologated series also there, such that they can earn points. How do you then develop such a team? Because eventually, and you can also give the background as to why I'm insisting on
I know
the purity of the team.
And I also want to salute you for thinking about the youth, because you've been bringing here the elders, and now we're talking about the takeover. If you look at what is happening on your screen, you realize Deep Heat have been sponsoring our activities. And we want to salute them because they normally give us a tune of about 300,000, and they separate. We have now 900,000. We have already consumed 300,000. So without the sponsors, it becomes very difficult for us. We have, last time we were sponsored by NOC, we must say, and also Kenya Volleyball Federation. And you and I know, for example, last week, we were able to be hosted in a Tiwi area where we have a Twiga Beach resort with a very fine sand. The girls were not able because they were up country, but they will participate in the next one. Number two, we also want to thank schools like Kenya, because that first training where they got the basic was at Kenya school. Then from there they graduated to Merisho School. Merisho also supported them. And also we have the Kazamoyo, the owners of that beach hotel in Tiwi, that is Twiga Beach Hotel. They gave us that beach free of charge. Not very many hotel industry will give you the beach, because that is where they also get the money because of their tourists. In fact, like Twiga Beach, there was a camp just beside where we were playing. But they gave us that thing free of charge. I must salute Madam Kazamoyo and a company for what she's doing. Said and done, we are also challenging them not to concentrate too much on conventional volleyball at the expense of beach volleyball. Because like her, she's she's gifted. She has very good finger works and also lists. She can pretend she's going up in the air to hit, but she lets the ball just sink. This one I was able to notice it in when we had the beach tour at Strathmore University. And Strathmore, you managed to get position? Three. So they also got bronze medal, despite their age. And I can remember very well, one of the couples, one of the team, like Braxidis, she was very worried for humiliation. She was saying, I'm playing God, I just win this one. They would rather beat me out there, not here. So in a nutshell, too, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation has also been following our events. They have been telling the world what is going on. And one time, the president of CAVB saluted the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation for highlighting our activities throughout. Sometimes you cover us live, like in Mombasa, when we were preparing for Olympic qualifier in Morocco. In a town called, I'm forgetting the town, but in the northern part of Morocco. You gave us total coverage, and the world was able to know that Kenya exists.
Yes. Well, so there it is, and there's something I want you to explain.
Yes.
That beach volleyball is always about pairs, and
if anything
and what it means in case one is injured out for some time.
We had a chance of going to Italy, and we had teams from all over the world. And one team from Italy, one person got injured, and that was the end of the game. There is no substitute. It is just you and your partner. So you have to make sure that you are physically fit, avoid injury, and for you to end the game. So beach volleyball ni wawili. And there is no coaching when the game is on. Am I right?
Yes.
There's no coaching. You can hide, speak your language, but not anywhere near the beach. And those are some of the new rules that would like change in the FIVB. Because why call the coach if you cannot coach? There is nothing telling the player, do this or do that. That's food for thought. And when we have a congress, personally, I'll have my notes where I'll say to make this game lively, let the coach say a word. Remember, even in Japan, yes. The coach was coach come team manager because there is no slot for a coach. So that's something that we need to look at internationally. I don't know whether you'll be comfortable having a coach telling you something.
Yeah.
You'll be happy when the coach tells you when you're in the field.
For example, sasa mkiwa Trinidad na Tobago, at the Youth Commonwealth Games, you had to wait for the game to end for the coach to give you the notes. Coach come TM.
Game ikianza, coach haisiongea hapo juu it's like ni kama anadisturb, so anaambiwa hakuna hiyo relax unless wapeane technical timeout. You can communicate to your coach.
Sasa now, how different do you see this? Because you're also playing for Pipeline, no, ile volleyball kawaida uko na Pipeline. How different is this? Ukiona
Beach iko different kidogo cause coach haruhusiwi kuongelesha players wakicheza. Na in terms of setting pia kwa beach iko na a bit, yani like hakuna kuset na vidole. Ukiset na vidole unless umeshika, but enye wana encourage sana you dick.
Able to eleze, just do the finger portion for that. Normal setting.
Normal setting you can do like this, but hiyo pitch lazima ulete paka hapa, then you release the ball. Yeah.
So here hapa hiyo already points imepotea.
Yeah.
And so you have to let the ball get now we place.
And then the referee, if he is not on your side, sorry to say, he will always say that you have done the wrong mistake. To avoid playing three of you in the fields or being disadvantaged by the referee, as she has said, it's always good to have whatever setting.
Yeah.
Yes. But these days I've seen there's so many experts like in Morocco and South Africa. Very good at it. Naona kama anabeba hiyo mpira anapatia mwenzake. And when you have a skin like ours, it's always good to play it safe. You would rather, because the referees will always be on it. But maybe the last one, Sawahome. We want to send a coach for the level 3 course in Nigeria. Yes. And that is their coach, Bwana Owino. In fact, one I have seen in Mitandao, one of our executive members has donated about $100. So we are still appealing to other members of the executive. We don't need to go outside volleyball fraternity disturbing the likes of Deep Heat. So that at least we take this guy, we are owning him. And because he's very new in Equity, we may not go disturbing the management of Equity. So at least we have a level 3 coach. And in few years' time, we're going to turn tables. These girls here, you see them, they will go far. They compete with the pair that just missed the Olympic from Nigeria. Am I right? Yes. You know those girls? Who and who? Maybe you may not know their names, but these girls, last Olympic, last Olympic qualifier, they went for 3 sets against Egypt. So they were just going to the Olympics. If we have this selection of these young girls, both at the senior level and under 20 level, these girls will go places.
Okay, so tuangalie ya kwamba tukiangalia Abigail, give me where do you want to be in the next 2 years in terms of beach volleyball scenario?
In the next 2 years, nataka nikuwe nimejoin national team, kuingia senior team.
Unajua mimi naongea beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Beach volleyball.
Kuna national team kama Gaudensi, Kenya 1. Nataka kuwa kama yeye.
Hutaki kumpita?
Hutaki
unajua played against her na umemchapa.
Nitampita by that time nitakuwa nimemshinda.
Unajua ukisema umeingia, unajua ukiingia team ni kusema umemtoa.
Yes. I hope she is not anywhere near it. They have done that in the past. In Malindi, that was Malindi?
Malindi simuliwashinda.
Yeah.
Yes.
Na ujue as a pair, beach volleyball, vile chairman anasema, it's the two of you, the points you collect all along.
Yes.
Kwa hivyo ukiingia mkikuwa named kama team,
hata hiyo ya Kwale hamunge miss. I don't know ni kusikia anyway, but that will be a story for another day.
So give me so over the next
Olympic
years,
is coming in 2020,
2028.
Mnataka kwenda Olympics?
Yeah.
Sharon, for you?
In the next 2 years, nataka kuwa na experience, but in terms of experience, we need to organize for us a training. At least we will be gaining.
Very good.
Yeah.
That will be done. And Bano Ahmed, to tell you the truth, I also want these girls, when they are not training in their respective clubs, we have already talked to the manager of Strathmore University, and they can go there anytime. They train with the students of Strathmore for them to gain experience. We have a very supportive management of Strathmore University. And that is why when we had homologated, not homologated, but an international course, volleyball, when our home, 23 of our coaches qualified, all of them. And this was 2 weeks ago, remember?
Okay, yeah.
So we are also trying to build the human capital, also take advantage of what we have. We are also planning to have another field at Strathmore. When we have two, it will be very easy for us. So we have so many things aligned in our policies, and things will work out.
All right. As we close this season, now, for next year, you've got 1 year to prepare a team for Dakar. The Youth Olympics.
Yeah, Youth Olympics.
What's the plan?
The plan is we want this thing of knock to end very quickly like yesterday. We have, yes, we have a new team in place that is going to take care of these activities and many other activities. Plus federations also stabilize and think about the Dakar. We also have other Commonwealth, we have Commonwealth Games, we have youth games, we have beach games. There are so many things in the calendar that we cannot afford these shenanigans of whatever. So that will take shape. Maybe also to mention here that we have a plan now with the 23 coaches that have managed to pass the exam. We want to distribute them all over the country, in all the 47 counties. They start training the beach volleyball. I must mention here that Homa Bay, Migori, Makueni, Nyandarua, we also have Malindi. We've established a full-fledged 2 beach volleyball courts in the town school, courtesy of one gentleman who was supporting volleyball in 1980s, and he said the only thing that he can give back is by establishing beach court international. So all these things are coming because of a very cooperative commission under Budia, yes, but we have very strong members like Owino, we have Oduori, we have Moringe, we have Madam Ruthrop. Those people have been behind this success. It's not just Budia. Budia only comes here for presentation, but the engine behind this is that team that I'm giving you. Yes.
All right. Very well. So we expect to see more. And the next stop for the beach volleyball.
We are ending our league convection of volleyball in June. Mr. Oronje, who is the organizing secretary now, will set up a beach tour all over the country. We are targeting 1 Homa Bay. We are looking at 2 Makueni. 3 we are looking at North Coast, and 1 South Coast. Those will help us. And also we want to Robbie for hosting a major tour in Kenya. We are looking at it from the president of Uganda, who is the president of Zone 5, whether Kenya hosts or Uganda hosts in Entebbe. But we want it here in Kenya.
No, kuja hapa. That way it's going to work. Thank you very much. Moses Ngude is the chair of the KVF Beach Volleyball Commission, and also we have got Abigail Chebet. She is a beach volleyballer, but plays volleyball. So, right now she's playing for the Kenya Army, and we have got Sharon Jepkoge, who's playing for Kenya Pipeline, but she's also a beach volleyballer. The pair that, is looking to be Kenya 1 as far as beach volleyball is concerned. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We take a short break now, and we're going to have the prodigy, Elizabeth Cassidy, who's a chess player. And after that, let's talk martial arts.
Elizabeth Cassidy, and I'm 10 years old, and I stay in Kitale, and my school name is Kitale School. I love chess because it's an interesting game that helps me to improve my psychology, and it helps me to know what to do in life. My favorite subjects at school are maths, home science, English, and PE. I love them because mostly I love PE because it helps me to be physical fit. For a tournament like this, it has a long-term game, so I have to stay for long, so it helps me to be physical fit. One day I was just murmuring around. Then at school I saw people playing this game. I asked what it is. Then they told me it's a game called chess, and it was so interesting because I went to ask my dad what's chess, and then my dad was so happy and he told me that he used to play it when all the time. So I wanted to try that thing. Chess helps me in school because it's like in maths, it's easy for me to calculate because I'm used to calculate on the board. And it's really good because sometimes I always get high grades in maths. I always train very hard before a tournament. Actually, my teachers at school always complain because I put more focus in chess, but I always try my best to work on my studies too. I always do chess early in the morning, and then afternoon I always play some little bit of games, then I start studying. My mom is a teacher at my school. My dad is a chess coach. So my dad helps me sometimes with the school works, and my mom always helps me too with school work. So when I have problem with chess, I go to my dad, or maybe my mom is not around, I go to my dad and he helps me do the academic work. I've won a lot of tournaments. Mostly I've won several. We went to Ghana and I got a silver medal. We two played the finals. I was a position 1. We played the qualifiers. I was position 1. And there are more other tournaments that I always get a good medal in each category. Actually, the only medal that I've never got as bronze. I only have gold. The only silver medal is from Ghana. The first one was I was just starting chess, I told my dad to pay for me the tournaments, so I got position 2. My dad was so happy because actually I was just being told how to move the pieces and everything, and they just told me full spade checkmate, so that's what I used to do, and then I won. That's the way I won the tournament. I've won so many tournaments, but the one who I always love is the first one because that tournament was amazing. We ate good things at school, and it was good because I had to win a gold medal for my first time. Chess is not only for boys and girls, and people say that boys are stronger in chess, but it doesn't matter because it matters to the psychology, and the more like you can meet the boy and you start fearing. And it's always like this, that when a girl beats a boy, it's like a miracle, but it's not a miracle. It must start with the strength, who's stronger. I'd like to say thank you to my coach, Coach Ben and Coach Hugh. And I'd like to say thank you to my parents for supporting me for this whole time. And thank you so much.
Tena Rastafadha yule Raja Bomar Dogo kinaondosha Bernardo Ndieko. Kontrol ya kwanza imekubali. Felix Oloch Mboya wameshirikiana kwa ubora na Aisha Mimwinyi Kibwana. 1-2 imekubali. Felix Oloch Mboya, Felix Oloch Mboya, counter attack nzuri amekataa. Wilson Gamau, bado second ball. Vincent Wasambo crucial. Kabla kuko jameza hata punje ya mtama. Tayari wamefungwa wageni leo. Lucas Maina, Michael Owen Pala ameshambulia kipindi cha pili. John Kiplangat leta cross na riparaza kwa kichwa, anapangua bado anadaka tena. Joy Rungu Waidera, mfalme wa Muranga, King Joe. John Kiplangat kinalipata kadi, huenda ikawa ni Kiplangat. Michael Owen! Nilisema huenda akafunga bonge la goli. Anasema why always me, Owen? Nani? Ngasilo wamefanya comeback, wapo mbele magoli mawili. Haijaisha mpaka ishe. Vincent Wasambo crucial. Cheza Boniface Mwangemi. Samuel Jero William amemtengea pasi. Lala mano pembeni kule, mwamuzi anasema ni mkwaju wa penalty. Amekata. Samuel Jero William alimtengea pembeni tu Bran Marita. Je, akumgusa? Alicheza mpira mwanzoni. Atakuwa na kesi Dennis Deso Diambo. Mbele yake Felix Oluoch Mboya amefunga goli lake la 7 la msimu huu. Alienda kuondoa Dennis Deso Diambo. Hakuwa na nia kucheza foul, lakini mwamuzi akaamuru kuwa ilikuwa ni mkwaju wa penalty. Ameufisha. Francis Nambute bado upo juu. Nambute tena kwa kichwa. Counter attack. Joseph bado upo. Francis. Wow! Samuel Molo Pamza anasema yes. Yule Kunia Akiba Bran Marita amepiga fataki ya chini kwa chini, kimo cha panya na kimejaa kambani. Anaambia John Samuel
And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning, the 28th day of April, 2025. Focus a lot is on the young people of this country and also about sport. We've spoken about athletics. We've had a conversation around beach volleyball. And now we move on to martial arts. We'll be focusing on one. Everyone's been talking about it, but where is the demonstration? Around it, we have the Tong Il Mudo. It was part of the East African, what was known as the Africa All-Style Martial Arts Tournament that is scheduled for later this year. Kenya hosted one for the region. And to talk about it, one of the athletes was out there and won. We've got young Rachel Kavera. Rachel, karibu. Welcome. And also we have got Willie Sogalo, who is here with Welcome. And also we have got Lorna Abiero, who's also going to be joining us, leading the demonstration for Tongil Modo much later. Thank you and welcome. Thank you. Let's start with this. I'll start with you, Willis, because this is something, when you try and bring in, different martial arts, it's not mixed martial arts like just to avoid it, like UFC. But it is where you bring in Muay Thai, you've got Tong Il Do, you have got karate, you have got taekwondo.
Yes.
You may have boxing, kickboxing. What was the concept of bringing this, this kind of fight together?
While I was a player around 90s, we used to have Kenya, Kenya Open. And Kenya Open used to unite all martial arts. It be taekwondo. By that time, we were doing one wado. It wasn't Tongil Modo. Currently, they changed it. So from those early years, we used to add all style. So you used to call it Kenya Open. This is what I'm trying to revive. Because we used to add taekwondo, we used to add karate, we used to add one wado by that time. We used to add judo. So this was trying to revive. And thank God, it's working.
How then, just give us a whole idea just behind it as to how you as to how you organize this event, for, given the different disciplines that are
there? I shared with some of the legends which were there by that time. One of them was Bono Iti. He's a legend in karate. Also I shared with the Greg. Greg also is a legend. And some of my few friends. I also had a friend from Tanzania, Modi. Also, we shared with him before I came up with the proposal. So they told me, Joe, let's give it a trial. But I am confident it will work. And it worked.
Yes. So, looking at it, which were the disciplines that you saw, bringing in more participants?
Being a Tongil Modo practitioner, we had many from Tongil Modo. We had also Kempo. Kempo had a very big, large number. We had Muay Thai, there are few, but they were there. We had also boxing, there were few, but they were there. And then we had also taekwondo. The number was a little bit lower because that weekend, so they had a tournament in Mombasa. So most of the clubs went to Mombasa. So that's where I got the challenge with the taekwondo team, but they were there. Yes.
All right. Now, Rachel, Sasa, tuambie. Just give us your story, getting into this sport, moving on, and right here you are with the Kaizen Martial Arts Club, growing and, as a Tongil Modo practitioner.
My name is Israel Kabere. I am in, my school is Amos Center Fesdo.
Unaweza ongea ile uko comfortable nayo, acha kuogopa, hata sheng tuchapie. Lakini isikuwe ngumu.
Kwa majina naitwa Rachel Kabere. Uni senso wangu sense Lorna Abiero. Nilijoini Tongil Modo last year. Imenisaidia mimi kwa vitu mingi. Ninajikeep busy. Yeah.
Hebu tuambie, ili uweze kuingia sasa ndio uanze kuwa mchezaji wa Tongil Modo, nini kilikuvutia kwa mchezo huu?
Venye nilikuwa naona watu wanaifanya, ilikuwa inanibamba. Sasa nikasema nitafute niko karibu ni join. So nikakuja nikakutana na rafiki yangu ndo akanijoinisha kwa klabu ya Kaizen.
Na pengine ni wapi hapo ulikuwa umesema karibu? Na haswa ni nini uliona, nini watu wakifanya?
Niliona wanacheza hii mchezo ya Tongil Modo, wanaenda mbali na wakicheza wanapewa medals, wanapewa vitu. Sasa ikaniingia tu kwa damu. Sasa nikajoin na pia mimi nikaicheza.
Na ulipoingia pale, jambo la kwanza ambalo ulipata ulipofika kule Kaizen, nini la kwanza Tuambie siku ya kwanza wakati uliingia kwa mchezo.
Siku ya kwanza niliambiwa nikuwe na heshima. Kwa hiyo hiyo timu yetu ya Kaizen, nikuwe na heshima. Ni respect coach wetu, ni respect wenye wako hapo, hata akuwa mdogo ama mkubwa, ni respect. So nimejifunza mengi hapo.
Haya. Na ulipoanza kufanya mazoezi na ukaweza kushindana na mtu ili kufanya mazoezi na mtu mwingine mara ya kwanza. Tuambie.
Hebu rudia.
Ulipoanza mazoezi yako ndio sasa uanze sasa umeingia ni siku yako umeambiwa kwamba ukuwe na heshima kwa coach, wachezaji wenzako. So tell us the first day that you tried to, you got into now full training. What was different from what you were used to?
Siku ya kwanza venye niliambiwa hivyo, tukitrain nilikuwa na mtoto mwenzangu, watupime waone kama naweza ama siwezi. Sasa venye nilicheza na huyo mtoto aliona naweza, nikapewa tena mwingine, nikazoea, nikaona si ngumu. Yeah.
Na sasa kwenye mashindano ya mwisho, performance yako tuambie.
Performance yangu ya mwisho nilichapwa.
Na watu wanaongea ukweli hapa kwa hii story. Okay, you lost. Yes.
Nikiwa kwa kata, nililose. Nikipigana mchezo pia nilijaribu lakini alinishinda.
So we are going to come into that. Kata is where you do the demonstration, Lorna.
Yes.
And then you've got the full contact competition.
Yeah.
So just, give us, working with these young people and at Kaizen and what the transformation you're seeing with them.
So working with these young people is very, very amazing. They have their ups and downs, but we always find a way of balancing. Yeah. But the most beautiful part is always seeing the amount of work they put in during training. That is the most beautiful and the most rewarding part for me as a coach. So when you see your students putting in the work, you as a coach, you also have to put in the work. You have to look for ways of motivating them. You have to just find a way of making them to keep going in the sport. Because these kids, these are the future of Tongilmudo for tomorrow. Sisi ni kwenda tunaenda. Lakini hawa ndio future. Hawa ndio tunaangalia sahi. So we really have to keep them in the sport and we really have to make the sport grow. Yeah.
When people talk about Tongilmudo, and let's now just break it down for us, because when we see karate, people see it this way. Ukiona sinema ya mchinku ya China, unajua what you're going to see is more towards the kung fu.
Yeah.
But just break down for us Tongilmudo.
So Tongilmudo is also known as the unified martial arts, which means it unifies a lot of styles. So in a Tongilmudo competition, you will see techniques from karate, you will see techniques from taekwondo, techniques from judo, from aikido, which means we also do ground fighting, which is totally different from what other styles like karate or taekwondo or kickboxing do. So as we combine, that's why it's called a unified martial arts. So that is just the practical side. There's also the theory side, which you have to be in one with your body. It's a bit deep.
Yeah. Now bring that theory part. Release. Bring that because she says it's a bit deep. Coming to be one with your body. Just take us through that.
In fact, Tongilmudo, when there's a level, when you reach, let's say, a brown belt and going to black belt, your training should be 75 or 85 should be the internal part of it. So we do a lot of reading, we do a lot of research. At black belt level, the practical should be 25, the remaining should be theory. So when you, even if you go for the assessment, that's the grading we call it, we have that, the theory part of it. We work on the practical, that's the basics, punches, kicks, blocks, we do the rollings, we do the fallings, we do the sparring, and eventually we have to do the theory. So theory is the internal part of it. So we normally say there's a flow between body and mind. You have to be very strong internally so that you can control the techniques.
What's this reading that somebody has got to do?
We have the manual. Yeah, we have the manual for the Tony model. So you have the manual.
It's been translated?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It's written in English.
Because so that it's not, you don't see something that looks Korean.
No. It has been translated, that we have it in English, so you can read it.
What are the key aspects of that someone has got to know, for example? Because I've seen Lorna here, she's got a black belt and it's personalized, it's got your name.
So in the theory part of it, let's say now it is a yellow belt. There's a note, there's a boundary between a black belt, a green belt, a blue belt, brown belt. Normally we go there stripes. So if you are a yellow belt, maybe you have your page for that yellow belt. You have a green belt, there's a page for that. You have a brown, the same, black, the same. But black, now you are going to be an instructor, you have to unify, you have to know everything now. From white belt up to your level. Now you'll be the instructor, you'll be training students, you have to take them through. From white belt up to where you have reached. So,
okay.
Yes.
Wamekataa kuniambia. Because I don't even have a white belt. So I just need to get the page for white belt. That is the only one I can get.
Yes.
So the page for the white belt. So hapo ndio tuko.
Yes.
So basically, for white belts, it's the virtues. We all know morals. Good morals, bad morals. So for beginners levels, which is the white belt, this person needs to know the good morals. So the good morals that we always teach at that level is, the room that we train in is called a dojang. Other people call it dojo, but in Korean it's called dojang. So someone has to know the rules that govern that place. This is your workroom. You have rules that govern this room. So for us also in our dojangs, we have rules that govern our dojang, like no eating, no monkey business, no, you have to be respectful to other people. And then as you progress, you get to learn how to carry yourself out. Mature character, responsibility to your contribution to the society, loving relationships and family. Those are the morals that we teach. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to add on, a white belt is just introduction.
Yeah.
You get introduced to the art. So you have to know the rules, that's obvious. And also you have to follow the rules. If you can't follow the rules of the art, then you're not part of it. So the white belt to yellow is the introduction. Now when you go to green belt, now you are advancing. You learn more, you go deep.
Green belts. You have two of them here and one with blue.
Yes.
So the advancement, just give us the belt colors. White, yellow.
Yellow, green.
Green.
Green, green, blue, blue. Then you progress. There's always a stripe in between.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So they've got all the green to your blue. Yes. So we'll be coming to that. So now, Lorna,
yes,
you can join
Thank you.
them. And so we are not going to have a demonstration. Lorna is going to take us through this. And through the demonstration, we have got Victor. Mwendwa, Victor. Welcome, Karibu. Yes, we've got Eunice Mwende. Karibu. And also inside there, we've got Ismail. Okay, good. Sensei, take over.
Chariot, Kingen, Baro, sitting stance, Shijak, punching position.
Very easy. Okay. The Korean translation for that start about how you've all gone through.
Yes.
Because they're speaking it, so it comes naturally to them. Somebody at home, for the person at home.
So
you can start again. Yes.
It's like I'm calling you to attention. I'm trying to announce what I am going to do. So Shijak means start.
Okay, so you can start afresh.
Baro, Chariot, Kyunge, Baro, sitting stance, Shijak, punching position, shout on each punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back fist position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Overturn punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Baro. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Right front stance, shijak. Moving forward, raising block. 1, 2, 3. Moving back. 1, 2, 3. Moving forward, downward block. 1, 2, 3. Moving back. 1, 2, 3. Baro. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Kicking stance, shijak. Snap kick. Don't move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Baksu. 1, 2, 3. Baksu. Turning kick. Shout on each count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Baksu. 1, 2, 3, 4. Baksu.
So, Sente, what I'm seeing here is that I can see that they're using both arms. They've had to do that.
Yes.
One of the things is that everyone is one with, unless you are, both right-handed and left-handed.
Yes.
Everybody is born with a preference for an arm.
Yeah.
So how do you develop this such that everyone can use if it's the right and the left equally, as we have seen from the demonstration? And that includes the kicking, and the punching.
So you have to train both your sides equally. If it's strength training, you have to balance on both sides. Yeah. So you ensure that during all your training sessions, if you're going to do 100 kicks on your left side, you have to do the same on your right side. And also for sparring, we always encourage our students to train both sides so that you're good on your left side and you're good on your right side. So that when you meet someone who is left-handed, it's not such a big challenge. Yeah.
Very well. Well, we'll get a simple demonstration from a Southwest and Orthodox practitioner, but take us through the next phase. You indicated that it's a universal art, so that means that you also pick tactics from judo.
Yes.
So you could just give us some of the tactics. Judo is an art which involves wrestling, so let's see a little bit of that.
Eunice, one-step sparring. So we are going to do what we call one-step sparring. It's a form of self-defense, but you will also manage to see the throws that we have in judo in them.
Na musirushe kwa nguvu sana.
Wako safe.
Fragile, eh? The floor is fragile.
Yes. Ready? Chijap.
Yo.
Baro. Number 2.
Yo.
Up. 3.
Yo.
Up. 4.
Yo.
Up. 5.
Yo.
Up. 6.
Yo.
7.
Yo.
Up. 8.
Yo.
And last one, number 9.
Yo.
Up. Chariot. Kyunga. Baro.
All right. Well, very well. And you also mentioned right at the start that you also have kata, which is the demonstration part of it.
Yes.
Let's be, as you know, they get ready to give us a kata. Let's talk about the scoring from what we've seen from the sparring, from the full contact version, and then you can tell us about the scoring from the kata.
The scoring. Now we are talking about the sparring now.
The sparring.
Yes.
The sparring.
Yes.
So when that's a takedown. When you take somebody down and lock, that's 3 points.
Okay.
That's how we score. The normal punch is just 1 point. Kick on the face, that's 3 points. Kick while jumping, because now we are doing unified martial arts. So sometimes others can kick well on the air. Some can kick while the other leg is
What
down.
we call a flying kick.
Flying. We call it in taekwondo maybe spin. So we do the spin kick. So the kicks on the face automatically, those are the 3 points. Spin, and then you take down, you add another 5 points. Yeah, so that's how we score.
And we've seen the use of protective gear in some of these arts. Do you use protective gear here?
Yes, we use the protective gear nowadays. Before we didn't have them. Currently we have them for the safety of the kids or the participants.
So the protective gear would be?
We have the headgear, we have the hogo, we have the shin guards, we have the gloves. Yes. And the other, the
very
private
important.
And the mouth guard also.
Yes.
That one is a personal. Yes.
All right. So there we go. So now let's take a look at kata, the demonstration part of it.
Chariot. Kinge. Baru. Wanoibon. Jumbi. Sijak. Baru. Chariot. Kinge. Baru.
So, Ryle, Willis, first of all, the scoring for the kata, just tell us how it works. And Ryle, you told us that you missed out something on the kata. What you missed?
On this kata.
It was this kata?
This one.
Okay.
Yes, kata for competition, we check on the stability, one. We go on the stance. Also, we got the coordination. How do you coordinate the two things? Now they are using punches and kicks. Are they coordinating? So those are some of the things we check on the kata. If the stances are poor, the coordination is not up to standard, and that's what we basically check on the kata. Yes.
Aha. So what did you miss in this kata? Nini ulikosa?
Stance yangu ilikuwanga pua. Na nilikuwa naangaliwa, nilikuwa na blush.
Ulikuwa na blush kwa nini? Na hapa ukienda hapa kiangalia hapa walikuwa wamekunja sura. Sasa nani alikuwa anafanya blush? Ni sensei ama ni ni nani Victor?
Shim. Ismail Osena.
Ismail. Sasa huyu Ismail ndiye alikuwa anafanya blush.
Nilichanganyikiwa huko mbele.
Lakini sasa umejifunza nini? What have you learned, I mean, after that? Umejifunza nini?
Kitu nimejifunza kwa Tongile.
Kwa hiyo baada ya kujua ya kwamba huyu alikuja ukachanganyikiwa. Sasa umejifunza nini? Kwa sababu sasa wamesema hapa lazima ujue kuwa composed na mambo kama haya. Yapi umejifunza?
Nikifanya demo, nisiangalie watu. Nisiangalie watu. Tena niweke akili yangu kwa kitu nafanya.
Asante sana Ryle Kavere. Thank you very much. Willis Ogalo, asante sana for being with us. And also Lona Piero, thank you for joining us this morning and to want to give us the demonstration here. Eunice Mwende, asante. Ismail Osena, 50 more push-ups waiting for you. You are confused kwa kata. And Victor Mwendwa, thank you. for being with us this morning. Asanteni sana. Wish you all the best. Yes.
Mr. Willis first.
Just briefly about the all style which we did last time. I'm just from Tanzania this morning, so it's on pipeline. In August we want to do the Kenya one, which I want to alliance with the all federation bosses. In December we want to host Africa. So the pipeline. I was in Tanzania for the last 1 week. I met some coaches from Zanzibar, from Zambia, from Mozambique, and from Burundi.
Okay.
And Ethiopia also, we had a chat with him. He's ready with the team. So I'm just praying for the August one. We do it. So August we'll have 2 tournaments, all style still.
Yes.
We have one for the junior, which we are going to do in July late. And then we have the seniors, which we are going to do in August to meet.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yes, closing word now, because I'm going with the key.
On my side, I would just like to thank the Ministry of Sports for their unwavering support towards the International Mombasa Open Stongil Modo Championships. They've been supporting us for the past few years since we started. And the last 2 years we've been having a challenge, and we are hoping that the current CS of Sports, Honorable Mvurya, is going to hold our hands to avoid the sport being cancelled. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Tongil Mudo practitioners here with us bring a close to Sports Check on this Monday morning. Our sign language interpreter has been Anwangeshi. We take KBC Channel 1 takes a break, and we'll be back with Kurunzi Mashinani. My name is Daniel Wahome. On behalf of the team that put this together, asante sana for being with us.
Anachezesha timu siku ya leo. Dennis Decha Wanjala analeta ndani Decha! Fantastic goal yake Dennis Decha Wanjala. Brilliant. Beautiful. Wito utakavyo wewe. Dennis Decha Wanjala. Jaribio lake limejaa ndani ya kamba zile. Tena De Gracious Ojok Faza. Lawrence Luvanda. Blindside tena Decho. Amekea kwenye njia Deo Jok Faza. De Gracious Ojok ametisha. De Gracious Ojok ameokoa Edwin Mukolo Mabani. Dennis Okuta. Pata mateso ndio, lakini wapo mbele. Haya, nafasi ile. Lawrence Luvanda. Wow. Wanaingia uzuri Ansel Ochieng. Anapangua Brano Mondio. Good defending yake Wycliffe Mondia Wiko. Munkar umepanda na hasira kweli. Mchezo wa soka bwana. Hasira inapanda mno. Crispino Tieno Erambo amechenga wa kwanza. Ana kadi ya njano Wycliffe Mondia Wiko ataoga mapema. Yes, no doubt. Bila kupepesa jicho wala kutikisa masikio. Pilato wa mchezo Susan Nyambura anasema hapana. Wewe na hasira yako ende uoge mapema. Angalia game ndani. Coach mmepata ushindi goli la dakika 4 na baada hapo mmecontain mchezo kwa ubora na kuondoka na alama zote 3 coach.
Kwanza kabisa nashukuru Mungu kwa alama zote 3 muhimu. Imekuwa mechi ngumu. City Stars ni timu ambayo iko na wachezaji wazuri sana ukiangalia. Tulipata bao la mapema na kwa kweli tuliweza kulizuia vizuri. Imekuwa ni mechi ya kusisimua na imekuwa ni mechi ambayo ingeenda pande wote ile. Lakini tunashukuru kwamba tumeweza kulinda vyema goli letu na tukaweza kupata ushindi.
Na ndio timu pekee mnapocheza nyumbani mpo unbeaten mpaka sasa bado coach. Pengine huwa kuna nini tofauti mnapocheza nyumbani? Manake huwa mnaonyesha kitu tofauti na ugenini.
Na umesema kweli, na hiyo ni jambo ambalo nasisitiza kwa vijana. Vile tunacheza nyumbani, pia tukienda ugenini ikuwe ni hivyo hivyo, kwa sababu ligi inataka ile consistency. Kwa hivyo tukiwa na matokeo tofauti inaleta ile mushkil. Lakini naweza sema tukiwa hapa nyumbani hapa Machakos tumepata alama muhimu katika kila mechi. Kwa hivyo ni jambo ambalo naweza ambia vijana wetu wakuwe na utulivu. Hata katika pressure tukuwe na utulivu, tutaweza kucheza mpira ambao unaeleweka.
Na sasa timu yako imepaa kileleni, bado mechi 7 coach. Ubingwa unaiona kwa mbali sasa hivi?
Kwa kweli naweza sema bado mechi 7 ni mechi nyingi sana. Na sisi tunacheza na Mathare United, timu ambayo ingine tena iko pale na inataka pia kufanya vyema. Kwa hivyo mimi naweza sema ni mechi moja at a time, kwa sababu ukisema tayari umeshinda kikombe na bado hakuna ule ametangazwa, inakuwa kweli hauelewi nini unasema. Lakini naweza sema kila mechi ina umuhimu wake. Kwa hivyo hizo mechi 7, one game at a time. Naam.
Asante sana coach, na all the best katika mchezo wenu dhidi ya Mathare.
Asante sana.